for Shaun of the Dead, folks! Yeah! How's that for a slice of fried old? Now the existential crisis up here. Joining me in an existential crisis, we please welcome the director of Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright! Yeah!
It's so lovely to see you here, everybody. As you probably know, some of you already know, very sadly, Simon is not with us tonight. He has decided to stay at home and watch it on ITV2. No, he is actually ill, but who could possibly make up for Simon Pegg? Why don't we welcome to the stage Ed himself, Nicholas John Frost. Hello, Dan.
That one's big. That guy's ill. Oh my God. Good! 20 years old? What? Yes. Well, no, you're not 20 years old, but the film is 20 years old. How does that feel?
Don't know. Don't really care.
That's how it is? Yeah,
it's just
another year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
closer to our imminent death.
Yeah, pretty much. Edgar, what does it mean for you then?
It's beautiful. It's lovely that, you know, like everybody came up tonight, and you know, the film is funny, like, because it is 20 years ago, but it feels like it never went away, and it's very strange because I can't really get nostalgic about it because I kind of feel like it happened yesterday, but of course it didn't. So it's just like, and obviously like so many people who worked on the movie, like so many people who worked on the movie who are in the house tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. Without whom the movie would not exist, and so I guess it just feels so grateful that it kind of happened at all. It changed our lives, you know.
We should save all this shit for the Q&A, because it is gold. This stuff is gold.
Damn it, you see my questions. I hate when that happens. So this version tonight, is there anything special about this version that you want to prepare the folks for?
Remastered in Dolby Atmos.
Oh.
So you edited Simon out too, because it's not you.
Because there's a special edition called Off the Dead. There's no Shaun in it. It is only 4 minutes long, and it's just that one scene of Dylan and Moran talking in the pub. So we can all be down the pub by 8 o'clock. You'll notice there is one. We didn't want to do a Star Wars special edition, but there is one tiny change, and see if you can spot it. And for people who were previously, what was that kind of movie mistakes program on Channel 5?
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Well, to the people who made that show, I'd like to say fuck you. We've now fixed it.
Oh, you're essentially telling me to fuck myself.
Oh, so you're not going to tell people what it is, you want them to spot it?
You'll spot it.
Okay, it's an entirely CG Nick Frost. Is that what it is?
Another one, second one.
Another second CG Nick Frost. Alright, do stick around after the film as well, folks, because we'll be doing a Q&A up in here with Edgar and with Nick, and with a couple of other special guests.
Very special guests joining us on stage. People in the movie who are currently in the cinema. You will enjoy it.
So do please enjoy the 20th anniversary screening of Shaun, let me just check the title, Shaun of the Dead. Thank you, that one person applauded. Okay, everybody. That was Shaun of the Dead. Please welcome back Edgar Wright and Nick Frost.
Sit here.
There's 2 more seats.
2 more seats.
Should we bring them out?
Yes, indeed. You can do it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Diane and...
Dan and Liz. Sorry.
Yes!
Davis again, Ashfield, everybody.
Hi.
And Chris Hewitt as well. Lovely Chris Hewitt.
Nick Frost. Should we just start saying names?
Yeah,
That's a nice way of saying
it's
it.
the three I know.
Oh my god.
I briefly forgot your character name.
I completely forgot it and then looked and you helped me.
That was a hell of a thing, watching that on the big screen. Again, did you spot the thing? Did anyone spot the thing?
Blood on the floor, very good.
Oh.
It always used to be like sort of really annoy me because people would sometimes you'd see like a letterbox review and they say, this film is perfect, except for the fact there's no blood on the floor after he slips on it. And I was like, let's fix just one thing. And then of course Simon said, he goes, oh, but then you should put it on his shoes as well. I was like, oh, fuck me. On the 30th anniversary, he'll have blood on his soles as well.
Stop meddling. it's all good.
Put Jabba the Hutt in it next.
That trip to the shops, that was day one for you, wasn't it?
It was the Shaun walking to the shops, the corner shop and back was the first shot of the shoot, and we shot the after version first because it was easier. Marcus Rowland, our amazing production designer, is in the house somewhere, but it was easier for Marcus to kind of cause the zombie apocalypse and clean it up than do it the other way around. So we literally started with that shot, which is kind of like quite a ballsy shot to do as your first shot of the entire shoot. But we kind of wanted to, you know, we wanted to start as we meant to go on, you know.
What take is that in the film?
It was probably, I don't know, it was only like 8 takes or something like that. There was also, the thing is, you can't really close, you could maybe sort of close for traffic, but you couldn't close for pedestrians, and as you maybe people who know, that you can't stop somebody walking through if they want to walk through. So there was definitely one take, probably like take 7, the penultimate take, where it was really, really good. And then right at the very end, some guy walks past and goes, go fuck yourself. So, 7 was unusable.
Lucy, watching that?
He's here tonight!
If you could just walk past us and say, go fuck yourself, that'd be amazing. Lucy, what sort of memories flooded back watching that?
I haven't seen it on the big screen since the premiere 20 years ago.
Wow.
And so, weirdly, every moment that I saw was like yesterday, like you said earlier, and it was like I was right there. And I remember this was doing the car scene, you know, with the Jaguar spinning round. And the car scenes took, what, 3-4 days to do? Sitting on Dylan's lap for 4 days like this. And I'd get out the car and I'd be like, oh, for a little while. And I remember I videoed a lot of stuff then. And I have this treasured memory of someone videoed the car when it was spinning round, and it was put on a low loader, and the 2 cameras were attached to one side of the car, and then the loader spun us round. And when you look at the video, it looks really slow. It isn't. We were so sick. And then take 8, note from him, can you guys look sick? I was trying not to throw up on everybody, but it was great. The video is really good.
That's amazing. Nick, were you driving? How much driving did you do for real?
I did a bit of driving, right? And then I think Simon did a thing where he got mad and he went to hit the back of the seat, but he hit my shoulder.
Right.
And it really hurt. I had to have I think it's on the DVD where I had to have an injection in my bum, a painkiller, which was the highlight for me. But I like doing a bit of driving, you know.
Yeah, just whizzing around the place.
Yeah, in a Jag. That was my first Jag.
Kate, what about yourself? Any memories of the car or zooming around? What comes back to you?
Yeah, because we were in that for a while. Yeah, I feel exactly the same as Lucy, actually. It's great to see it on a big screen. It makes such a difference. Yeah. I just remember the whole time. It was a great summer, wasn't it?
Because obviously you and Lucy were these guys have worked together before. What was it like being new to this group with Simon as well, of course? Kate, that's
I loved it.
Yeah.
We felt like we'd known each other forever. Kate and I had met we'd gone to Los Angeles for pilot season just before. We both had to come home early because we got Shaun of the Dead. And, but I didn't know anyone. Did I? No. I don't know why I'm asking you. Anyone know? But it was the best fun, and in between takes we would play games with each other, and we had a big soft landing mat in one of the stages. Yeah, we'd either go and play on it.
Have a sleep at lunch.
Yeah, we'd go and have a little nap.
Crash mat. We would snuggle up like cubs.
Having our naps.
I've also seen pictures of it's a weird time where I'm smoking on set. I don't smoke now, but it's wow, what a weird time. You just have a fag just on set. What a weird thing that was.
I would thought they were seeing you smoking in the pub in the...
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of makes it look like it's 20 years old, really. And also, Ed's the only person who has a mobile phone. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, Ed wouldn't change anything. It doesn't need to be updated.
No, I mean, I think most films are better without smartphones in them. So, no, I don't know, I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, there's not really much in there, I mean, the things that are the most nostalgic watching the movie is listening to the old ringtones. Those are the things that make them in there. That's what sounds like 20 years ago.
Can you talk me through the shooting the Winchester sequence? Because that was pretty much a movie in itself, wasn't it? How long did you take to shoot that?
I can't remember. Naira, our amazing producer, Naira Park will remember. I would say a couple of weeks, man. I don't know. I have no idea. But it was definitely tough doing the Winchester scene. It was very intense because it's a strange thing when the scene what's happening in the scene starts to kind of mirror the sort of mood on set. And I remember, I'm sure that these guys agree that Penelope Wilton dying was truly upsetting to shoot, and I think we all kind of got a bit emotional doing it, you know?
I think Simon and I went off and had a little cuddle and cried backstage to ourselves. It felt, I don't know, I mean, I think that is the first film I did, so it was a weird kind of thing to have to be like that when you don't necessarily feel like that, in front of people. It was an odd thing to try and have to do it,
And of course, you're losing people left, right, and centre. So Penelope leaves, and then Dylan leaves, and then loads of zombies arrive. It must have been a very intense experience.
Those zombies had been out there for a week as well. So when they got let in, they went crazy.
Right,
yeah, they stank as well.
Wasn't your mum eating Dylan? Right?
My mom, I said, do you want to come and be a zombie for a couple of days? So she did, and still to this day, she and her friend Wendy, they talk about it. They loved it. And they were I think makeup were trying to be respectful, and they were throw it on, throw it on. I'm sorry, I keep losing my voice. And so, but they loved it more than anything. And I was looking today, I could just see my mom's head when going in for Dylan.
Did I see Paul Putner eats Dylan as well?
Yeah, Paul Putner was in there because he's actually in one of the few deleted scenes. He was playing a taxi driver that Simon spoke to, and we had to cut that scene out, but he's still in there. But funny enough, I remember about the zombies. I don't know if is anybody in the audience was a zombie in the film? Maybe not, they're all dead. But I remember that I had to do a wild track, which is when you just record audio. I think these guys have gone to lunch.
I filmed you doing that.
Okay, so this is what happened. Is and those poor zombies, and I have to apologise to them, all the shadows outside the glass, they'd been there for what felt like 2 weeks, banging on that window. So when they came in, they probably went crazy. And we needed to get sort of clean sound of the zombies, so I stood there with the sound team, and I said, okay guys, we're going to just record you now, this is just for audio, so I want you to come in and I want you to attack me. And boy did they, and one of them properly bit me on the leg. So I got kind of swamped by the zombies just went crazy.
What, and drew blood? Or?
He really bit me.
Wow.
I guess I deserved it.
Oh my god. I love also that you had so many zombie extras that you can actually say, is anyone in this audience someone who was a zombie in the movie? And you could probably get an answer back. You could just go anywhere in London and ask that question and someone would go, yes, it's me.
I mean, we were very, you probably saw on the end credits, the people that really, really helped were all the zombies who did it basically for nothing. And it was a lot of fans of Spaced and people from the Spaced Out sort of website. the fact, you know, like without them, like, so we just would be a very, like, you know, less populated zombie film. So I always have to thank those guys, and that's why they're thanked at the end, because we really relied on sort of pulling favours from everybody. Lucy's mum, everybody was a zombie. It's like, hey, come down and be a zombie for a day, you know?
Wasn't your mum?
My mum was not in it, no, but there's lots of other kind of like sort of cameos.
Yeah.
I'm in it briefly. My brother Oscar, who I think is in the house, is one of the zombies who gets shot up at the end outside the pub. Like, basically everybody that we could grab did a cameo.
Isn't Joe Cornish as well? Yeah.
Joe Cornish is getting shot up.
Yeah.
Colin Hardy, the
Colin
director.
Hardy.
Yeah, but there was a lot of favours, and you know the film would not exist without those people kind of helping us out.
Kate, can you talk me through the "Don't Stop Me Now" sequence? What it was like shooting that and hitting that old man with pool cues, you monsters.
Steve, right? That was his name, I think.
Yeah,
The old Steve.
he had done Steve Emerson, the stuntman. He never told us that he'd done exactly the same. He talked about lots of movies that he'd been in, but he never happened to mention that in a John Wayne film called Brannigan, he also went headfirst into a jukebox. And it was like the one story, and I actually watched it later, and I was like, that's fucking Steve Emerson going into a jukebox. Why did he never mention that? He mentioned every other film he'd been in.
He had lots of padding on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you felt okay?
Yeah. I mean, I still don't really want to hit him hard, but yeah. And we practiced lots, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, and it was quite weird because I'd never worked with a choreographer before, and so what you don't understand is when we were doing that scene, as the music was, she was shouting the numbers and stuff, so just as we start to kick off, 5, 6, 7, 8! It was just really fucking weird. I was like, what? Is it going to be like that when we did do it? And yeah, it was, right? It was really confusing, but it got easier. And poor Steve, he passed, didn't he, I think? No, is he still with us? He is. But you liked it. Edgar really likes it when we hit the people hard. I remember when we were throwing the stuff at the Hulk of Mary, and me and Simon didn't really want to throw stuff. It's counterintuitive for me to throw something big into a woman's face. So I think you can see I was pulling it slightly. And then Edgar would come up and say, hey, really go for it this time. Really go for it. And then there were a couple of scenes where we were like, okay, fine. And yeah, you kind of get into it. You do get into it.
Where's that come from, Edgar? Are you a sadist? Do you like to see people being punished?
We did these trust exercises with a frisbee. We saw Nicola and Mark, who were playing Hulk and Mary, we stood in Ealing Studios with a frisbee, and we all just tried to sort of throw it at each other's heads. And it was that thing of like, sort of, because, I mean, even though the fun ones are just, I mean, actually what, you know, they were real troopers, and, you know, the one thing which you can do really easily with digital effects now, but what's the main thing you do when something's happening? You blink. So we kind of digitally removed all the blinks to make it seem like they just wouldn't flinch at all, because why would zombies flinch, you know, so. But yes, I apologise for pushing it as far as I could.
But then you did it, I think you did it on Hot Fuzz Antwerp as well. I remember you saying to me when I killed all the stuntmen with my stool arms, hey, really go for it. So yeah, you did it again.
Nick, you said that, of course, it was your first movie. You'd done Spaced with Simon and Edgar before, but were you nervous going into this at all?
Yeah, I always said it was like going from like kindergarten to university, because I just didn't know. It was just massive, you know. It was just. I think probably all of us still feel that way, that it's just like, this is so fucking big. What am I meant to do here? You know, just don't fuck up. Just don't fuck up. That's all I ask, you know. And I think it's something I still have every day on set now. You know, it doesn't really leave you. But it was. I don't know, you go through those first few days where everyone's a bit serious, no one knows each other, and then it just got better and better and better, and it became, like Kate and Lucy were saying, just a great summer, you know. But I remember, like, there was a focus puller who was really fucking fearsome, a fearsome lady, and we were like, she fucking hates us, she hated us. And I remember on the first, the first thing I was doing, I was like you have a mark on the floor to stand on, right? And so when the camera knows where you're standing. But like, I was just off it a bit, and she came up and she dragged me back onto the mark. She said, "It's not video, stand there." And it's like, I'm just like, okay, all right. So like, she did it in front of everyone. I remember going back to my trailer and eating my lunch on my own, crying. But like, me and Simon were like, we're gonna crack this. And we did, you know, eventually she got on board, and again, you know, we all kind of fell in love, you know.
It was like a charm offensive.
It was, yeah, kill 'em with kindness, we call it.
Yeah. Simon obviously can't be here today.
Well, we're going to try and get him on the phone. Because
The man's dying, for God's sake.
Yeah.
he said he wanted us to call him. Let's see.
Okay,
If I've got signal in there. It's ringing.
it's ringing.
If you said
We will bring it.
hello? Hello? Simon, you're talking to a very full Odeon Leicester Square.
I've got sick on me.
How are you doing? We miss you.
I'm so fucking bummed, man. I was so looking forward to coming along and being there. I'm actually sitting watching it on the television under a blanket. But I'm so thrilled that this event has taken place, and I'm sending all my love to everybody out there. And I could answer a question if you wanted to throw one out.
Yeah.
Go on, Chris.
Simon, have you run it under a cold tap?
I know, and I had my jabs when I went to the Isle of Wight. I don't know why.
Does it feel like 20 years? I mean, it's an obvious question, but, you know, are you having an existential crisis right now? Because I am.
It does and it doesn't. You know, it's been in our lives ever since, really. It's never gone away, so in that respect, it doesn't feel like 20 years. But to think that in 20 years' time, I'll be 74, that fucks me up.
That's when we do the sequel, Simon.
Don't kill Simon Pegg.
Can't kill you now.
No.
I feel like Barbara right now.
We're coming to get you, Simon.
There you
Oh, we should probably let him sleep.
go. Well, there you sleep. But listen, why don't we cheer Simon, get well soon? All right. See you later. Lots of
See you
love.
later.
Bye.
Thank you, man.
Bye, I love you.
We love you. He's in Jamaica.
We do have to let you guys go. What are your memories of working with Simon? Edgar?
The late great Simon Pegg.
The late great Simon Pegg. On this movie specifically, of course.
I mean, the thing I remember is, I remember the sort of the flashpoint of the idea. And I remember we were sort of filming that episode of Space, like the episode 3, the sort of the zombie scene, and I think it was one of the last things that we shot. And I remember me and Simon got into a minicab and we were on the way to meet you in Archways, I remember.
Right.
But I remember it was one of those days where we sort of had so much fun, like, you know, killing zombies in the flat in space. And I remember sitting in the back of the car with Simon and saying, we should do a whole film like that. And he said, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, but what would it be? What could we do that's like different from what's been done before? So that was the challenge, and it was the thing of like, well, you know, we love films like, you know, Evil Dead 2, and we love Peter Jackson's Brain Dead, but like, what hadn't been done? And I think sort of then, maybe over the next like year, because that was the first series of Space, over the next year we sort of started formulating what exactly that was and what the tone was. And one of the big things was like the idea of doing the Sunday morning hungover zombie film. What about the guys that sort of wake up with a hangover who were the last to know? And that was sort of kind of where it was sort of that, and also the fact that you and Simon used to have zombie fantasies, survival fantasies.
Yes. Yes, we did. That was like, that plan we had was a plan that Simon and I honed over many, many years, you know. was something I mean, obviously it's not real, but we did have a plan.
Your plan is quite epic, could you tell
Well,
us?
it was just because we lived near that pub, you know, so it was to go over all the fences, and there was a gun shop at the bottom of Archway Road. And we figured we could climb along all the backs of the houses and then break into the gun shop, which I think only sold shotguns and high-powered air rifles. But that would be the jumping point then. Then we were going to steal a car and go to Edfield, where there's an actual place with real guns. And then we were going to upgrade, and from there, we weren't so sure, but let's get to Enfield, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do next.
I thought part of the plan was to farm inside Wembley Stadium.
No, that's an idea that I live near Twickenham Stadium, so my idea would be to break into Twickenham and then use the pitch as farmland. Obviously, I'd break it into 4. So one section I'd always leave fallow, but I'd have an orchard section for livestock, and then wheat and grain in section 3, and I'd rotate seasonally. And then you live in the boxes.
Wow, I mean, forget your Simon Pegg memories.
you should have a plan.
Lucy, Kate, do you have a zombie apocalypse plan, or is it just follow Nick? Because I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, I'm following Nick. He's got brain.
There's 300 executive boxes at Twickenham, so we can all have our own.
You cook as well.
I can cook too.
So
Yeah.
then, we'll be fine.
I'd slaughter some of the hens. On my days of holidays, not every day.
If the shit hits the fan, we follow Nick to Twickenham and we wait for all this to blow over. That is the plan, folks. On that note, it has been absolutely incredible. Shaun the Dead is 20 years old. Please give it up once again. Edgar Wright.
Do you mind?
You'll have to all sign a release form though, sadly, so they will be coming through. What we do?
I'll do the Winchester sign, maybe.
Alright, I do charge though. I'll try and get as many people in as possible. Not like that. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
You got red on you!
That's right, there you go. I'm not fucking missing out on this.
Okay, one more. Thank you to Chris Hewitt as well.